Elle Woods has the privilege of being from, you know, a wealthy family in LA, and, you know, she's naturally pretty, she has great friends, but I think the best part about her is that she doesn't even know that she's a dork. She's clumsy, you know, she has no censor, she says whatever she feels, and I think that that's vitally important to that character, and that's what makes her accessible. Because if she was just another pretty smart girl, you really wouldn't care that much about her, but because she's a total dweeb, that's why you love her.
I will be there at 8 when they unlock the door. I'll even dress in black and white. See, I have not begun to fight, and then we'll go much better, and soon you're gonna know much better. I am so much better. I am so much better. I am so much better than before.
Do you have any unusual talents or something funny that we would never guess by looking at you?
I have many. I can do really dumb stuff, like I'm in a skirt, I won't do this, but I can put my legs behind my head, and I can, I call it flossing my face, and it's disgusting, but it's where you can snort spaghetti, and I can grab it with my tongue and floss. And I can make a Q-tip disappear. Actually, everybody can do it, because if you cut off your nose, you just have 2 holes in your head. So I learned that I can stick things straight back. My parents were adamant that whatever my brother and I wanted to do, as long as it made us happy. And if that meant changing jobs every 2 years, if that meant taking a while to really find what we wanted to do, that was it. And when I told my parents that I was going to college for musical theater, I mean, most parents would be like, okay, maybe as a minor, but really you want to do something else, right? And my parents were like, great, that's perfect. They have always supported me. I honestly just firmly believe that as long as I'm open and doing my best, that where I'm supposed to be is gonna happen.
Snaps! How psyched are you guys? Snaps for our first day at... Hi, I'm Elle Woods, and this is Bruiser Woods.
Enid.
Oh my god, we both have names that start with E.
Oh my god, we're like practically twins. We're just going around the circle. Tell us something about yourself.
Me? Okay. So, I'm a Gemini with a double Capricorn moon, and I have a bachelor's degree from UCLA, where I was Sig F Sweetheart, president of the Delta Nu sorority, and founder of the charity Shop for a Cause.
What do you love about her character, and what do you relate to?
Anybody that can, no matter how ridiculous their dream, anybody that can go for it and it's almost like she embodies a sense of self and has no sense of self, because she's gonna go for it and nothing's gonna deter her.
I drive a hot pink VW Bug, and so I call it my Legally Blonde mobile. I would never, hurt someone's feelings, talk bad about them, just to try to win that role, because at the end of the day, that's not going to help. It's just going to make things worse. I do not get stage fright whatsoever. The stage is my home. I feel the most comfortable on stage when I get excited, but I don't get nervous one bit. I enjoy it too much.
No, I can't wait! I'll be there at 8 when they unlock the door. Oh, I'll even dress in black and white. See, I have not begun to fight. And you'll go, oh, much better, hello, much better. Soon, oh, you're gonna know much better. And I get so much better. I get so much better. I get so much better than before.
When someone asks me, well, what are you best at? Singing, dancing, or acting? I can't really say what I'm best at, because I feel like that I can equally do all 3 of them just as well as the other. I think I really, truly have a passion for this, and I don't care to do anything else. When I found out about this, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I ran up to my bedroom and woke my parents up in the middle of the night. And I was like crying and like hysterical, going crazy. And my parents were like, what's wrong? They thought my boyfriend had died or something. That's how crazy I was going. I was like, no, they're having auditions for is it? And I'm like, oh, it's not until like February. I'm like, Bailey, you can talk to us about this in the morning. I definitely feel very drawn to the arts and to performing and singing and dancing. My parents have been very, very supportive, 110%.
So, I'm a Gemini with a double Capricorn moon, and I have a bachelor's degree from UCLA, where I was a SIG-Up sweetheart, president of Delta Nu sorority, and founded the charity Shop for a Cause.
My biggest accomplishment happened when I was in 6th grade. I was asked to sing the national anthem at a Democratic fundraiser for Bill Clinton. So I did that. I got to meet the president and shake his hand and get my picture made with him. It was just a big accomplishment for just a 6th grader.
I want to know where I can find Criminal Law 101 with Professor Callahan and Warner Huntington III.
I believe Elle Woods is a really determined person when it comes down to it. I've never known anybody to strive that hard for something, whether it's love or a career that she wants. She strives for it, and at the end, she comes out on top. And I feel like that's the same way for me. I'm here striving for my goal, and my goal is to be on Broadway, and my dream role is to play this role. So I feel like just as Elle, I'm striving for something in my life that hopefully I will reach the top.
I'm me. Nobody else can do this. Nobody else can be me. I can't be anybody else, so pure dream role probably hasn't been created yet. I'd love to do a workshop and go with the character and build it as it goes to Broadway, hopefully, or goes on tour or go anywhere. Just start from the beginning and watch it grow. I'd love to do a list. It's a vertical list from Ice Age, the Sid the Sloth. That's my absolute favorite. That's my fun talent.
So how does that work for you?
It's pretty adventurous. Like if you want to play a nerd or something.
I will be there at 8 when they unlock the door. Oh, I'll even dress in black and white. See, I have nothing got to hide. And you'll know much better, and soon all you're gonna know. I am so much better. I am so much better. I am so much better than
Broadway is so up high and everyone's always looking so up high, and that's like the icing on the cake type of thing. When I think about Elle Woods, I think of pride and overcoming that extra step and overcoming that extra obstacle and going above and beyond what everybody else thought that you could do. I understand what she went through in her path, and I feel like I have one more step to get to the start of her path, if that makes sense. I can understand where she's going from and where she goes to and where she ends up and what she feels and all this passion and exuberance and excitement, and I have one step further, I think, for myself to go before I start my own Elle journey.
I'm a Gemini with a double Capricorn moon, and I have a bachelor's degree from UCLA, where I was a SIG-Up sweetheart, president of the Delta Nu sorority, and founded the charity Shop for a Cause. Oh, and just last week at Fred Segal, I talked Beyonce out of buying a truly heinous cable knit tube top. Whoever said tangerine is the new pink is seriously disturbed.
I did not know that.
Anyone know where I could find Professor Callahan? Anyone know where I could find Criminal Law 101 with Professor Callahan and Warner Huntington III?
Like a reality show with living in a house full of girls. Like even on the Grease show, they had girls and guys. It'd be more related to like the girl cat fights in Top Model or something. But pick me because I'm me and I'm ready to work and ready to give all I can give and please everyone that needs to be pleased, including myself.
Performing started probably right about the time that I was born on Earth. The role of Elle Woods is not intimidating at all. If anything, it's like a fire. You know, it's kind of like, you know, musical theater I think is kind of like a boyfriend. You know, you fight with it sometimes and you know, you love it sometimes and, you know, you take it everywhere with you and then you ditch it.
I will be there at 8 when they unlock the door. Oh, I'll even dress in black and white. See, I have just begun to fly. And you'll go much better, and soon all you're gonna know much better. And I am so much better. I am so much better. I am so much better than before.
that's so great about Elle and Legally Blonde in itself, 1 and 2, is that she's so positive and, crazy and personal in her own way, but at the same time is so well pieced together and has such a positive and thorough message that, is very, I think, comforting to, boys or girls or children or, adults. Everybody can find something that they really like. It's something that people come to release things. They come to shows to sort of take an hour and a half or 3 hours, to sort of get away from life.
I love your top. It's so fatigue chic. So, who's psyched? Snaps for our first day at Harvard Law!
There's one thing to be talented and there's one thing to be passionately talented. And I think that, in a show like this, especially with weeks long, I think that it'll definitely be easy to separate that. And I really think that, the person that gets picked for Elle, will, ultimately be passionately talented. If I were to be put in a house of 10 girls, it might be fun to pick which sort of character I can be. One day I could be, the total brat and then, the next day I could be like, oh my God, I love you, whatever. I love to love and I love to share, and I just think that it would be such an asset, and that people will see that and hopefully fall in love with me just like I fall in love with everybody that I meet.
My parents, my mom's a ballerina, my dad is a choreographer, and so I just grew up in ballet. I started dancing when I was able to walk, basically, 2. Well, at one point, I actually wanted to be a doctor, and, my parents were like, don't give up the arts. And then when I was 17, I auditioned for Cats, and I got in the touring company, and that was that. Then I moved to New York with it. So it just went with what was supposed to happen.
All these dresses in black and white, then we will see who wants the fight. Much better, and soon all you're gonna see. I get so much better, I get so much better, I get so much better than
You grew up in the Haight-Ashbury district.
Yes, on Masonic and Haight, in a total hippie house. The bathroom is painted with psychedelic black light paint. So when you turn the lights off and a glow light on, everything glows in there.
Oh my God.
It's really trippy. It was an interesting house to grow up in. I don't know any other experience, so that's what's normal to me. But I'm sure it's far from normal for anyone else.
What are people's first impression of you usually?
Probably bitchy or full of themselves, but I don't mean it at all. I usually get into the situation where someone will get mad at me because I said something, but they took it the wrong way. I completely didn't mean it that way. I've hurt a lot of people's feelings, and I didn't mean it. It was just one of those things that it just came out of my mouth.
So, how psyched are you guys, Snaps? Our first day at Harvard Law. I'm Elle Woods, and this is Bruiser Woods.
Enid.
Oh my God! We both have names that start with an E.
Oh my God, we're practically twins. We're just going around the circle. Tell us something about yourself.
Me? Okay. So, I'm a Gemini with double Capricorn moon, and I have a bachelor's degree from UCLA, where I was Sig X Sweetheart, president of the Delta Nu sorority, and founded the charity Shop for a Cause.
Pick me because that's like that I'm gonna be America's Next Top Model because it's like that. Everyone sounds so retarded when they answer those. You know what I mean? Because you're like, what? If you're casting for the TV show, pick me because I'm, fun. I'm a fun person. I have a great personality. Whatever. I'm interesting to watch because I'm all over the place. Pick me for Elle Woods because I have a lot of experience. I've been in this business for a long time, and I'm finally at that point where I can handle a very large role. And because I don't know, it's time.
I am originally from Manhattan, Upper West Side.
Okay.
My mother and father are both in the industry. She did 8 Broadway shows. She was an amazing dancer. She's amazing. My dad and her met doing the original production of Grease on Broadway. My dad was Kaniki and my mom was Frenchie. I mean, my childhood was, I wrote my college essay about standing in the wings at Guys and Dolls. This is genetic.
Yeah.
This is a genetic deformity.
I will be there at 8 when they unlock the door. Oh, even dressing black and white. See, I have not begun to write. And you'll go, oh, much better, hello, much better. Soon I'll know, know much better. I am so much better. I am so much better. I am so much better. Let me
She's not your typical blonde. And there's a level of intelligence about her silliness that I love. And she's funny. She's fucking funny. You know, that's what I love about this character. There is, I think, an element of humor